In the event that you're unable to obtain renewal options or expansion rights, two other ways to increase your flexibility are with a right of first refusal or a right of first offer, sometimes called a Rofr and a Rofo. Both of them give you, the tenant, an increased ability to extend or expand your lease. Similar to renewal options and expansion rights, these are entirely to your benefit. They don't benefit the landlord. Landlords are usually willing to give them, but it's possible they'll want something in return. A right of first refusal gives you the right to appropriate an offer from a third party. For example, let's say you're leasing a space that's near the end of its term. The landlord is anticipating that you'll vacate the space when your lease expires and has been marketing it to find a new tenant. The landlord then obtains an offer from a new tenant, in other words, a third party. The landlord must then offer you the space for the same terms proposed by the third party. So you can effectively steal the third party's offer and lease the space at those terms. This is a useful right because it guarantees the landlord can't lease the space out from under you. A right of first offer is similar but slightly different. You can't steal an offer from a third party, however, it obligates the landlord to negotiate with you before offering the space to the market. Depending on how it's written, it might obligate the landlord to offer you the space for the same terms they're going to offer other prospective tenants. It may further obligate the landlord to offer you the space again if later the price being offered to prospective tenants is lowered. So let's stop and recap for a moment. In the previous slides, I've described several different methods of adding flexibility to your lease. Termination rights, renewal and expansion option, rights of first refusal, and rights of first offer. But which one is best? Which one is most valuable? I've listed them here in order of strength. An option to renew or expand your lease is the strongest because it gives you the absolute right to extend or expand your lease. A quick side note, these two options don't necessarily go together. You can have one without the other, or you can have them both at the same time. It all depends on what you negotiate. The point I'm making on this slide is that an option, whether it's for renewal or expansion, is stronger than a Rofr or a Rofo. And don't forget that an option with a lease rate of fair market value is still valuable because fair market value is legally enforceable as long as it's written properly in your lease. A right of first refusal is a bit weaker because the landlord is no longer obligated to renew or expand your lease. The landlord is marketing the property openly and obtaining offers from prospective tenants. After receiving an offer, the landlord must offer you the space at the same terms. However, it might be more than you're willing to pay, in which case you would have to move out. Finally, the right of first offer is the weakest because, depending on how it's written, it only obligates the landlord to either attempt negotiation with you or offer you the space at the asking price. It is helpful because it guarantees the landlord cannot market the space without offering it to you first. However, it doesn't do much more than that.